Hey guys, it's Phil here with the AEW prediction show for Double or Nothing 2026, taking place this Sunday, May the 24th, from Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, New York. This show kicks off on pay-per-view at 8 p.m., but before that action, don't forget the buy-in show. The buy-in show is hosted this year by one and only Hall of Famer Mick Foley for the first time with AEW, as well as the lovely Renee Paquette. The buy-in show will have 3 matches on it. We're going to break down each one of these. Like I said, this is a 12-match card. It's going to be a long night. We have several titles on the line. We also kick off the Owen Hart tournament with 3 matches from the Owen. It is going to be a loaded show, and we're going to kick off the night. I don't know if this is the order of the show, but this is the order that we're going to discuss them in, with a title eliminator match for the AEW women's tag titles. Divine Dominion, which is Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, will be taking on Zeta Steel and Viva Van. The way these title eliminator matches work for Divine Dominion is you get a 5-minute challenge. If you can survive the 5 minutes, you get a title shot. If you can beat them in 5 minutes, you earn a title shot. You understand what's going on? Let's break it down. Divine Dominion is on a roll, and I think this is really just a way to get them on the card. So I am going Divine Dominion to retain because they have to hold these belts long enough to make it to Double or Nothing. Because in my opinion, for what that's worth, you're going to have Divine Dominion versus the Brawling Birds, with the Brawling Birds holding those belts high in Wembley. So they have to make it up until the end of August before they lose those titles. So definitely think they're going to be doing a lot more of these 5-minute title eliminators. It gets them on the show. It doesn't have to give them a title match. Kind of the way they've been doing with Jon Moxley with his Continental title, where he's having a ton of matches, but none of them are actually for the belt, so it's not on the line. But a lot of these Divine Dominion matches are squash matches. This should be the same. I expect this to go very fast. They got 1 hour to do 3 matches. Most likely the last one will bleed into the main card. That's been the theme as of late. I don't love that, but that has been the AEW theme, where it starts on YouTube, ends on the pay-per-view. But we're going to open up Divine Dominion over Veda Steel and Viva Van. Our next match, Boom and Doom in the Conglomeration, which takes is a 10-man tag team match. Boom and Doom, AJ, Big Boom AJ, he's still here for some fucking reason. He's still eating the cookies. His 5 minutes is over. I wish he would disappear, but Big Boom and QT will be on the pre-show with the conglomeration of Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong, with Big Justice, probably with the Rizzler if I had to guess, against Shane Taylor Promotions, which is Shane Taylor, Anthony Ogogo, Sean Dean, Charlie Bravo, and Lee Moriarty. Shane Taylor Promotions is running it over in Ring of Honor, but they've been doing this match with Shane Taylor Promotions over and over and over, and I can't see it ending any different. I see Boom and Doom in the conglomeration over the Shane Taylor Promotions. The final match on the pre-show, Death Riders, it's a trios match between basically all the Death Riders who's not on the card, aka Jon Moxley, and now Will Ospreay. We'll talk about that in a minute. Which is Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, and Wheeler Yuta taking on the ops of Anthony Bowens, Hook, and Shibata. So the reason this match is going on is because it has turned into Death Riders versus the ops, because it's Will Ospreay versus Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe helped Will Ospreay in the past, and he wanted him to join the ops, but yet He has been training with the Death Riders. The Death Riders have kind of taken him as one of their own. And because of that, you have this battle between the two. I think there is a chance that the Ops pick up the win here. I'm going the Ops over Death Riders because I see Moxley winning later, and I see Will Ospreay. Well, Will Ospreay's for sure winning. So you need to give maybe one to the Ops. So if you give the Ops the pre-show match over the Death Riders, plus, let's face it, this is kind of the B squad of the Death Riders. I mean, you don't have a pack in that. So, I mean, you've got anytime Claudio and Yuta's in a match, most likely they're taking the L, which is weird because Claudio is in the Owen Hart tournament, and we'll talk about that at another time. Our next match, we are moving on to the main card. The main card taking place on pay-per-view, 8 p.m. Sunday on HBO Max or My AEW internationally. You can watch it on, I want to say you can still watch it on Amazon. There's a ton of places. Look it up. Google is your friend. Our main card is an 9-card main card. And the first match we're going to talk about is for the international title. The match I've been looking forward to the longest. The match that should and could pay-per-view this card if it wasn't for Max and Darby. And that would be Okada versus Takeshita. This is a match that AEW fans have been wanting for a very fucking long time. Okada has had this international title for a long time. Takeshita has a New Japan title right now. So I am looking forward to seeing Takeshita finally defeat Okada. And not only defeat Okada, but leave the Don Callis family. That's what I'm hoping for, because Takeshita and Andrade have been hinting at leaving for a while. They're turning babyface. Okada isn't on television that much. He doesn't wrestle that often. Get the fucking title off of him. Hell, you got rid of this title and then brought it back just so Okada could keep a title. Takeshita over Okada on the pay-per-view. Moving on to the I Quit tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Champions, where if Cope and Christian lose this match, they must never tag again. This is FTR, the champions, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, which you can see in Corbin, Kentucky on August the 22nd at the Corbin Arena at the Super Bowl of Wrestling. Plug. For Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. FTR versus Cope and Christian, or Cope and Cage, Adam Copeland, Christian Cage. They're calling themselves Cope and Cage and Cope, but it's really Cope and Christian in my opinion. Doesn't fucking matter. I see a title swap here because I can't imagine you're going to go into Wembley Stadium without having Cope and Christian as the champions. I also don't think they want to break up this tag team. If they wanted to break them up, I think they would have already done that by now. So I'm going Cope and Christian over FTR, as much as it pains me because I am an FTR fan and can't wait to see them in Corbin, Kentucky on August the 22nd at the at the Super Bowl of Wrestling. I probably fucked that up. But yeah, August 22nd, Corbin, Kentucky, FTR, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, World Series. Why do I keep wanting to say World Series? The Super Bowl of Wrestling. Super Bowl of Wrestling. All right. Up next, we got the Stadium Stampede match, the biggest Stadium Stampede match of all time. 7 people. We got Chris Jericho, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Kenny Omega, Jack Perry, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson versus Ricochet, Bishop Khan, Toa Leona, Mark Davis, Andrade, Clark Connors, and Finlay. I see the baby faces taking this one. This is going to be your clusterfuck match, your car crash match, if you've never seen a Stadium Stampede, it is fun. A lot of times they mix theatrical with a live action match. I hope that's what we get here as well. You're going to have probably at one point 6 fucking camera angles. Watch this on the biggest TV you got because they are going to separate and scatter around this stadium. It should be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see this. As much as I can't stand watching Chris Jericho on television, I love a good Stadium Stampede match, especially one that has the Elite in it, because Jack Perry's going to do something crazy. I can only imagine what the Dogs are going to do if Clark Connor and David Finlay, plus the Stadium Stampede. You never know. Somebody else might fucking get involved. Up next, we're going to discuss the women's 4-way for the AEW Women's World Championship between the champion Tekla, Hikaru Shida, Jamie Hayter, and Chris Statlander. I think you're going to see Shida turn on Stat, and then Jamie's going to be on her own, and I think Jamie Hayter eats the pin as Tekla wins this match. It's a fun match, but it's kind of thrown together because you got all the women's division interlocking with one another. It's one of the problems AEW's had. It's one of the problems WWE has. You have all these women on the show, but not a lot of matches, and they're all in the same program. And how do you blow that off? Well, with a 4-way. And it's the one way you can get 4 women in one match, even though, God forbid, you have 3 women's matches on an 8-hour show. That's me exaggerating. It's probably going to be a 6-hour show. Looking forward to that. We got a couple more matches. Let's move into the Owen Hart tournament. We got our first Owen Hart tournament qualifying match between Bandito and Swerve Strickland. I expect Swerve to beat Bandito, though I wish this would have been a Ring of Honor title match, not a Owen Hart qualifier match. But that being said, hey, Bandito's not moving on. Swerve's getting this win because ultimately, most likely, you're going to have Swerve versus... I see Swerve versus Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door as the finals for this, but I might be wrong. And then our other match is a part of the men's Owen Hart tournament is Will Ospreay versus Samoa Joe. This match should fucking hit. This should be a fun match. Will's gonna probably pull out his new armbar thing he's got. I expect this to be match of the night. I'm calling it right now. Match of the night: Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay. I think you're gonna need a lot of technical wrestling, probably some high flying. This should be fun. This will kick off these 2 matches kick off the men's Owen Hart tournament. The women's Owen Hart tournament has a swap due to an injury which took place last week and removed Willow Nightingale from the tournament. You're going to get Mina Shirakawa versus Athena. Anytime Mina's in these matches, it's usually there to eat pins. I think Willow was supposed to win this tournament, and they are going to do a 180 depending on who they put in there in her spot. But I think you're going to have Athena over Athena over Mina Shirakawa. 2 matches left on the card. Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. This past week, O'Reilly went the time limit because Jon Moxley refused to tap in the Continental Classic qualifier, and because of that, Kyle O'Reilly challenges Jon Moxley to a no time limit AEW Continental Championship match. This match really bothers me. Not because it's Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly, but because you're changing the goddamn rules on the one title belt that has rules. It's like when it comes pay-per-view time, it's like, throw it out the fucking window because we're going no time limit. And it's like, no, this is supposed to be a time limit match. Like, you get 20 minutes. And I think then they said 40 minutes on pay-per-view. So, like, if this doesn't go at least 40 minutes, and God forbid, I hope it don't. But it makes no sense to put no time limit on it. Personally, I would love to see Kyle O'Reilly win this match, but I don't see it. He's currently a trios champion. I can't imagine you're going to do him as a double champ with already holding those useless trios belts that need to be non-existent. They don't defend them. They might as well not even be a part of the fucking company. So that's my thought on that one. But neither here nor there. I'm going Jon Moxley over Kyle O'Reilly. In the main event, in title versus hair, for the AEW World Championship, you have Darby Allin defending his title against MJF. If MJF loses this match, Darby will shave his head in the middle of Louis Armstrong Stadium on television. And Darby Allin will retain. But that is not what's going to happen. Darby Allin has been running his fucking matches on red for the last couple weeks. I think it's 7 title defenses, maybe 8, since getting the title just a month ago, the night after Revolution. This is going to be MJF getting his title back and preparing to move forward going into what is ultimately going to be Will Ospreay versus MJF at All In. That's my opinion. That's what I'm going with. I'm going MJF. So definitely think it's going to be MJF taking this one. It should be a fun show. Like I said, you got the kickoff show starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time from New York. It's going to be on YouTube. You can watch all of this pay-per-view on Prime, Triller, PPV TV, YouTube, but most importantly on HBO Max. But if you're internationally or have a VPN, My AEW is the place to go. If you got a VPN, I recommend My AEW, $120 for an entire year. You get all the pay-per-views, you get all the Ring of Honor pay-per-views, and you get all the shows on one spot for $10 a month. It's a pretty damn good bargain. I'm not sponsored, but hey, if you want to, your boy's open. But that's all we got. That's the show. 12 matches. Should be a fun night. I don't expect us to be done till 1 a.m. because it is a holiday the next day, and Tony Khan's going to go ape shit on pay-per-view. I would love it if we were done by 12 o'clock, 12:30 at the latest, but I see a 1 a.m. stop time. So get your caffeine, get your sleep beforehand, and have a great Double or Nothing this Saturday or this Sunday on pay-per-view. That's all we got for this week. Check out our podcast if you haven't. Make sure you like, subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell so you know when we're live, when we got new posts, and hopefully you will see me again soon. And like I said, if you haven't yet, check out this week's podcast, which we talk about Ludwig Kaiser, and so much more. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.